Aloha, Sarah.
Hello, hello, hello.
Aloha, my busy entrepreneurs that are also sugar addicts. And I think that's why you're here today to learn from Sarah. She has her own Facebook group that is pinned in the comments along with a giveaway. So I don't remember the last time I gave something away. So get your giveaway today. And her group is called the Busy Moms Roadmap to Consistent Weight Loss and Break Free from Sugar. So she's going to talk to us about that evil monster sugar today that wreaks havoc on all of us. And how did she learn about sugar? Not from Candyland, but because she is a board certified health and wellness coach, and she inspires moms and the general public to stay motivated and consistent through her unique integrative approach. She'll help you design the perfect small steps towards eating healthy, because taking large steps is hard unless you're a little kid playing games in puddles. So, to help you increase your daily movement, include basic self care in your daily routines, and set some goals. She empowers you to take care of your health and also give you that confidence boost to move everything in the right direction. So, without further ado, I am going to give the floor to Sarah. And at some point, Colleen's going to pop in with all of Colleen's questions that she always has to tell us how to beat the sugar monster right before Halloween, when the sugar monster starts its evil holiday parade through our lives.
Yes, thank you so much, Heather, and welcome everyone. As a busy mom myself, I know how incredibly hard it can be to keep up with all of the things that we have to do, right? Between the kids, our careers, our jobs. As entrepreneurs, we have a whole nother set of tasks that have to be done, and then just keeping up with the household. And we can oftentimes feel really drained and reaching for that sugar, especially when we find ourselves running low on energy. I also know that during those times, it's so easy just to reach into that cabinet for a sweet treat. Trust me, I have been there, right? Now, if you are joining live today or watching the replay, be sure to say hi. I like to have some participation so we can make sure we're all on the same page. Okay. So, right now, if you are feeling like you are just like dragging, right? And like tired, exhausted, and struggling with your cravings, especially around sweet foods, or frustrated because you just can't seem to lose those stubborn pounds, then I know you are in the right spot. Okay. We are going to cover all of those things today. So, sugar is in so many things these days. Of course, it's pretty apparent that it's in things like our Halloween candy, or cookies and sweet treats and stuff like that. But it's also in a lot of things that we may not even think about unless we are reading the labels. So, a lot of processed foods, pasta sauces, condiments such as ketchup and barbecue sauce, and many others. Even salad dressings can contain a lot of sugar. And of course, the list goes on and on. And that's why it's so important today to be aware of the sugar and begin to flip that switch and begin to reduce it, right? So today I'm going to show you a really simple, easy to implement strategy that can help you break free from sugar without feeling deprived or left with those nasty side effects. Because if you get those, you oftentimes give up before you even allow your body to detox. And more importantly, I want to be able to give you back your energy and take back your day so you can feel in control of your family life as well as your busy entrepreneurial or work life as well. So, in today's session, we're going to be covering why sugar detox is a game changer and how sugar could be possibly maybe what's keeping you stuck. We'll also dive into the importance of being prepared because it's really all about being prepared. Then we'll go into how to focus on adding in healthy foods rather than feeling deprived, and why sleep and relaxation are critical to supporting your body during this time. And finally, I'll give you a simple strategy to handle those cravings when they hit, because we all know that they're going to, right? And if you stick around until the end, I'll definitely, well, actually, I think Heather has already shared the gift that I have for everybody. So that will be there for you to kind of help bridge the gap between these. So, first of all, why is sugar detox a real game changer? Well, basically, like I said, sugar can be found in just about everything, right? And it can really begin to mess with your energy levels, your hormones, and everything else, making you feel sluggish and constantly reaching for another sugar fix. You kind of get stuck in this cycle of, needing craving or sugar to keep you going. Then you feel more tired because you had it, and then you reach for more, and it just kind of becomes a never ending cycle, right? So, who here feels like sugar cravings are running your life right now? I know for me, that is definitely has been the key in the past, right? And sometimes they kind of creep back in, and it's a matter of getting back on and continuing the journey. So, a couple of key points here. Sugar affects energy levels and leads to the dreaded mid afternoon crashes, right? Constant sugar cravings create that cycle of high and lows, leaving you feeling sluggish and doing that cycle all over again. And then also, reducing sugar can actually help to stabilize your blood sugar, which leads to sustained energy, clearer thinking, and also fewer cravings. Okay. Now, by reducing or eliminating sugar, you're giving your body that chance to reset itself. You'll notice that your energy level starts to stabilize, your cravings decrease, and you may even find it easier to lose weight. Now, if you continue to rely on sugar, though, your energy will continue to crash. You'll have that midday afternoon crash. And your cravings, well, they'll continue as well because you'll continue in this cycle of continual cravings. And your weight loss will probably feel a little bit impossible because it'll keep you stuck in that area. Now, if you know why sugar is affecting us so much, let's dive into and begin to prepare for success. Okay. So that leads to our very, very first step, and that is about being prepared. And here's the thing, the secret to a successful sugar detox isn't willpower and saying no more sugar. It's all about the preparation. The better prepared you are, the smoother the process will be. And I'm not just talking about food preparation here, but actually being prepared and preparing your body and your mind for what it's about to go through. Okay. So let me take you on a little trip here. So if you decide you're going to go on a trip, what do you do? Do you just decide that you're going to go on the trip and immediately hop into the car and take off? Probably not. You're probably at least going to pack something. You might decide where you're going to go or have a general direction in which you're going to head. And then, but you'll be doing some kind of preparation, right? And so this is exactly kind of what we're doing, getting ourselves ready, right? So whether you're packing your bags or taking off of work, all of these things, you do all these things to prepare to go on a trip. So, why should your sugar detox be any different? So, in this step, we are really focusing on being prepared. So, being prepared can really help with that sugar detox. It means getting your kitchen as well as your mindset ready by cleaning out the processed or sugary foods that maybe are going to be real trigger foods for you, and then stocking up on some additional alternatives. Of course, this may also include doing some meal planning or some meal prepping, so that you always have healthy things on hand. But there's a lot of other mindset shifts that need to happen as well, some of which we will consider today. But without this preparation, it's really easy to fall back into the old habits, especially when life starts to get busy or stressful. And we all know that that's going to happen, right? So when you prep your meals and your snacks ahead of time, you make it easier to stick with your goals. Plus, having healthy foods readily available really reduces your decision fatigue and helps you to avoid grabbing something sugary in your moment of weakness, right? Now, if you skip this prep, though, you'll likely find yourself unprepared to really handle your hunger strikes. You'll be more tempted to grab your processed foods or sugary snacks, or worse yet, give into all of your cravings, um, and really leave you undoing any progress that you may have already had. And so we want to make this detox easier. Preparation really sets you up for success by eliminating your excuses and making healthy choices more convenient. So, one of my go to prep things, actual like food prep things, is always having something on hand, especially as a busy mom. I don't always have time to do a whole lot of stuff. But what I do like to do is have some pre cut up apples that I can easily dunk into some almond butter. It gives me kind of that, helps to crave my sweet tooth, gives me some protein, a little bit of fiber, and helps me feel fuller longer until I can get to my next meal. So it's all about having the right things readily available. Now, I know most detoxes focus on what you are removing, but don't worry, because detoxing from sugar doesn't have to mean going without. So let's talk about the step number two, which is to focus on adding in things rather than
Sarah, you actually froze up for step number one. Do you mind going back?
the whole thing.
No. You just said step number two. So step number one for detox.
Oh, it's all about the prep.
So basically the last like 30 seconds.
Oh, okay. So like just kind of wrapping up. So we talked. So
We
you heard
talked
the
about
all about prep
apples
part.
dunking. So right after the apples dunking, the
Oh,
internet
okay.
decided to hate us.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. So, okay. Yeah, absolutely. I was just kind of transitioning into that second step because we can be prepared as we want to be, but sometimes it's about shifting our mindset. And that is definitely one of the steps of being prepared is to shift our mindset. So, one of the mindset shifts that we can begin to do is to focus on, instead of focusing on what we are removing, is going to be focusing on what we are adding in. So that's where we'll lead into step number two. So hopefully we're all cut up now. Is that good? All right, perfect. All right. Any questions so far with step number one?
In the comments, we just have Sonia who really wants you to come and give this presentation to her group.
Oh, okay. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would love to. I think this is such a really valuable thing because so many people really struggle with sweet cravings, especially as we get ready to head into the holiday season. And it can be the one thing that really derails a lot of people. Um, and I'll talk about some of the successes that I've had with other clients as well here coming up. So, but one of the things that I've really have found really a game changer is this step number 2. It has really been a real um, game changer, really. This concept of adding things in rather than taking out. So, for instance, one of my clients, Jen, she was really wanting to kick her soda habit, but she didn't think it would ever be possible. She has tried so many different times before, and it never really stuck until she really focused on this strategy. So, even when you've tried so many other things in the past that didn't work, you may have given up the thought of ever quitting soda, but I want you not to think that. Or if you're not addicted to soda, then whatever it is that you're addicted to, this next step can really be the thing that is the game changer. Um, because a lot of people think that detoxing is really all about deprivation, but actually it's about adding in all of the good stuff that makes you feel full and satisfied so that the detox isn't or the cravings don't start creeping in. So instead of focusing on what you can't have, like I said, this step is all about what you can add into your diet. You'll focus on incorporating more whole, dense, nutrient dense foods like vegetables, lean proteins, healthy fats, and other fiber rich grains into your meals. The goal is really to crowd out the sugar by nourishing your body with satisfying foods that make you feel good. And I often get asked what those healthy foods are. And the real honest thing is that it can be different for everybody. So it's a matter of tuning into your body. Now, when you begin to focus on adding in, you shift your mindset from deprivation to abundance. This helps you feel more empowered and satisfied rather than feeling restricted. Nutrient dense foods, though, also have the bonus of naturally helping you balance your blood sugar, keeping you feeling full longer, and reducing your sugar cravings. In my book, that's a win win win, right? Plus, the more good food you eat, the less room you have for sugary stuff. So that's really the game, what we want, right? Now, if you only focus on removing sugar without adding healthier alternatives in, you may feel deprived or frustrated, which makes it even harder to stick to your detox. You'll likely end up feeling hungry or unsatisfied, which can lead to overeating or binge eating on the sugary foods when your cravings hit, right? But the key to success is ensuring that your body feels nourished and energized by what you are eating. All right. So, um, any questions on step number 2?
I just can't imagine someone with cola, like sugar addictions, that they're kicking caffeine and cola at the same time.
It
And
can be really rough for sure.
like, what did she substitute into her? Because you said it was all about abundance and bringing in more goodness into their lives. What did she bring in that helped her with her mindset not being of depravity?
Mhm. Yep. So honestly, one of the things that we did was not focus on the soda and caffeine at first. I know that seems a little bit contradictory, right? But sometimes it's about adding in other things and giving yourself the confidence first that you can do it. So it's
Mhm.
really about taking a step back and setting the right goals for yourself. And this is exactly what I help people with in my group, is to set those right goals so that they can build that self-confidence and get rid of self-doubt, and then add in the healthy foods and reduce the sugar. So reducing sugar actually kind of comes more towards the end, which is part of all of those things are part of what we do in the prep stage.
Oh,
Yeah. So it's so much more than just reducing sugar, but about the abundance. Make sense?
yep.
Okay. Yep. So it's really about creating abundance. So actually, to be quite honest, what she focused on, her very first step was about making soaps to sell at the farmer's market. Not even a diet related thing, but that was her first step. And so that's where we started. So true story. Very interesting, but it got her to her goal. So you never know what people's first steps are. And that's how I help you create those customized plans. So all right. So that is step number 2. So, and I've kind of alluded to this a little bit. There is a lot more than just food that we need to consider when we are talking about a sugar detox. And another really key aspect of a sugar detox is not just about the food that you're putting in your mouth, but also about how you are supporting your body. And one of those ways that you can begin to support your body is making sure that you're getting plenty of sleep and relaxation. This step really emphasizes the importance on the quality sleep and managing your stress through different types of techniques that you need during certain times when you're finding yourself in those stressful situations. Sorry, excuse me. But here's the thing, your body really, really needs adequate rest and relaxation to recover and manage its natural detoxification processes. Sleep helps to regulate hunger hormones. With relaxation, helps to reduce those stress-induced cravings, right? So, who has ever gotten really stressed or have other strong emotions and reached for those sugary treats, right? Yep, for sure.
Yeah, cortisol.
Yeah, exactly. Your cortisol spikes and sends your stress through the roof, and you find yourself reaching for whatever things you crave. Most of the times, people crave either something sugary or something salty, kind of depending on your preference, but for sure. So, okay. So then sleep is also crucial for controlling your blood sugar levels as well, making another reason why it's so important to get adequate sleep. When you're well rested, your body is more capable of managing cravings and staying balanced. You think clearer, you have a more clearer mindset, and so you don't find yourself reaching for those snacks as easily. Stress, on the other hand, leads to cortisol spikes, like we just mentioned, which can also cause intense cravings for sugary foods, such as basically because you need that boost of quick energy. So, really, by supporting your body with sleep and relaxation, you'll feel more in control of your cravings, and your detox process will be so much smoother for sure. Plus, as your body begins to adjust the different way of fueling your body, it's doing a lot. And so we need to give it that little bit of extra rest and relaxation, which can go a long way on helping you through the detox process. Now, really, without this proper sleep, your body begins to struggle to balance your hormones like ghrelin and leptin and cortisol, making you feel hungrier and more likely to crave sugar. Um, and basically, that lack of rest and relaxation can derail any kind of detox steps that you've already gotten, leaving you feeling more fatigued and dependent on sugar to get through the day. So, any questions so far on step number 3, which is supporting your body with sleep and relaxation?
I need to put that on my schedule too.
Some sleep and relaxation, right? Exactly, exactly. Okay.
I will say that I'm sorry. Hi, how are you?
Hi,
It's nice to meet you, Sarah.
nice to meet you.
Um, Sorry, I was late again. Gosh, I think one of us is responsible between the two of us. Um, I do find myself, because I used to never eat sugar ever, ever, ever. Like literally didn't eat a carb, didn't eat sugar, spent my whole life doing that, and I was fine with it. And then I did start eating sugar. My body kind of just like was like, why aren't you eating sugar? You're just gonna gain weight anyway. And so now that I eat sugar, I can find myself like every day, I'll be like, oh man, I'm so tired and I feel hungry. And if I just eat like my favorite is the white chocolate Reese's peanut butter cup. I just eat one of those and I feel like better. It's crazy. I hate it.
Mhm. Yeah.
It
And
makes
we'll
me
talk
feel so
about
much better.
cravings a little bit more here in just a minute, but for sure, like a lot of things go into that craving. And that's actually like leading us right into step number 4. And that is what to do when those cravings hit, right? Because they can come out of nowhere. They really can be for any number of reasons why you get those. And that's something that we dive a little bit more into in my group as well. I have a whole section on cravings. But this step is really about managing those sugar cravings, which inevitably are going to sneak in on you. Not, and here's the thing though, not all cravings are really created equally though. And it's really about getting to the root cause, because the root cause can be so many different reasons. So your craving for white covered Reese's can be from many different things. And so it's really about tuning into your body and trying to figure out like what your body really needs. And just a little spoiler alert, sometimes it's not really even food at all, right? Like there could be another reason that you are craving those white covered Reese's or whatever your sweet treat is. Um, but really, like I said, it's about tuning into your body and beginning to decode what those cravings are telling you. Um, and really beginning to take a pause before or when you're having these cravings and recognize that it is a craving, first of all, and that it's not really true hunger. And then deciding what your body actually needs so that it can handle the craving without giving into your sugary temptation, if that's not what it needs. So cravings are definitely all part of the normal detoxification system, because it's your body's way of kind of communicating with you that it's used to having that, and now you're depriving it of that. But that's why we have step number 2 in there, making sure that you're giving your body nutrient dense food. But it's really about how you handle them that determines your success, right? So making sure that you have a plan in place for when those cravings hit really helps you stay in control and manage that craving, and then keep you from sabotaging your progress. Now, if you don't have a strategy in place for dealing with your cravings, though, you'll be more likely to give in when they hit, which can really undo all of your hard work, right? And cravings can feel so overwhelming. And without a plan, though, you may resort to eating sugary foods just to get some relief. And this really creates that cycle of sugar dependency, making it harder to detox in the long run, right? And like I alluded to, not all cravings are created equally. So it's about learning to tune into your body and learning what your body really needs in that moment. Any questions on step number 4? Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, how do you, because sometimes I don't really feel like it's a craving. I feel like I'm just like, God, I'm so tired and I'm so like, I just, it's just weird because I'm like, oh, I really want a Reese's right now because I don't ever really think about them unless they're in front of me. And I told my husband he's going to have to stop eating them because I buy them for him. That's how it started anyway. And so then I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. But, and I, for some reason, I'm just like, I just feel kind of crappy and tired. And I know now that if I eat one, I'll feel better. And so I don't really feel like I'm craving, but maybe I am. And I just don't realize that that's what that is. Is that like the same thing as a craving? Because I'm not in my head going, ooh, I want to write a Reese's peanut butter cup. I'm just like, I'm feeling really tired and kind of sick and hungry, but I don't really feel like making a real food. So let me eat one of these.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that is actually the whole definition of craving. So a craving is basically something, it's going to come on all of a sudden. So it can be triggered by, a smell, something that you're seeing, which you're seeing the Reese's white covered chocolate Reese's, but you lost me. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. You see it, and so then you automatically begin to want it because it's within your sight. And so that is definitely a craving, but the craving is really not the fact that, may not necessarily be the fact that it's in your sight. The actual, what you may actually need, if you're finding you're reaching for it when you're tired and it gives you energy, maybe your body's way of telling you that you need something else to give you a boost of energy. Sleep, right? Sleep. Yeah, that was why we support our body with sleep and relaxation. So if you're finding yourself tired and reaching for them when you're tired, and a lot of times people don't really realize that there's a connection there, but there are a lot of hormones that go along with that. If you're not getting adequate amount of sleep, that your body will want that little energy spike from the sugar. And then once it learns that piece of candy is going to give it that sugar spike, then it's going to want that hit of dopamine every time that it sees it. And so you'll get stuck in this cycle because your body's making that connection and keeping you stuck.
And I have another question, and I'll just stop because this might be too much, but I'm sure I'm not the only one. Is there any kind of link with like menopause? Like, does that all kind of go together?
It definitely could.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different hormones that go in. A lot of things going on with hormones during that time. I am not necessarily a hormone coach. But I do know some other people who kind of specialize more in that area. But that's not really something that I have a lot of knowledge on, except for I know that, hormones are going to be totally crazy. But part of it could be if your hormones are at that time, the menopause hormones are keeping you, not allowing you to sleep as well. You're not getting as good quality sleep. That could definitely be part of it as well.
Completely exhausted and I can't help it.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
definitely plays a part.
Okay. So sorry. Getting you some sleep, I think, is the name of the game right there. Okay. Well, then I'll just kind of wrap up. Yeah, go ahead.
I think that was just some feedback. So you were just going to wrap it up?
Yep. I was just going to kind of recap the 4 steps because I think that they are all so important, and it's not your normal 4 steps when you talk about a sugar detox, right? I never told you that you couldn't have sugar. So keeping that in mind as you're going through this. My philosophy is not to do cold turkey until you're ready to go cold turkey. At some point, there always is that point where you do go cold turkey. But really making sure that you are prepared, having a proper plan and goals set for your journey is definitely key. Making sure that you know what you're going to do and having a plan in place. Number 2 then is focusing on adding in and the not taking out. So that concept of abundance is key here, making sure that you're giving your body nutrient rich foods to help you balance your blood sugar and naturally reduce your cravings. And then number 3, which is very vital, is also supporting your body with sleep and relaxation, which really helps to regulate all of the different hormones in your body, as well as your blood sugar. And then number 4 is to what to do when cravings hit, and making sure you have strategies in place and learning to decode what those cravings actually mean, especially if it's not actually around food itself. So I would like to just remind you all to grab the free gift of Quit Sugar the Easy Way, that Heather has been so nice to pin to the chat. You can also join the community as well. And that's all I have for you all today. Does anybody have any further questions?
I am looking through the chat really quickly, and yeah, Sonia was so excited during this whole thing, and I know she's going to reach out to you to see if you can come to her group.
Okay.
Leah jumped on. Thanks, Leah, for watching this. Thanks, Craig and Kevin and Stephanie, for coming in. And make sure join Sarah's group, because it's not just busy moms these days. There's busy dads, and we can all use some support. So don't let words get in the way of an amazing person that can give you the support that you're looking for. And yeah, grab, just like yesterday, I grabbed Leah's book. I am totally clicking on the tab or the link for Sarah's guide, because yeah, sugar is the worst. So thank you for coming on here, and I will see you in a couple of minutes, because we're going into Sarah's group next. So that's another reason to follow us. So at the top of the next hour, we're going to talk about using ChatGPT for meal planning. So,
Ooh,
yes,
that's
so
fun.
the party is not done.
I'm excited. Hey, I didn't, because I was late, I didn't hear you say anything about hydration, but I'm sure that's part of it. And I was just going to put it out there because I'm just putting it all out there. I don't drink enough water these days either. So I'm sure that that's part of the plan.
Yes, making sure you're hydrated is always key. I didn't talk specifically about hydration because I was kind of focusing on steps that you wouldn't normally see within a sugar detox. And I just kind of included that in making sure that you have like nutrient rich food, which water isn't really food, but making sure that you're staying hydrated. So, but that's a good point for sure.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. That was amazing. And I will definitely be joining your group.
Thank you. Yeah. Awesome.
All right, everyone. Join the group to watch part 2. So I will see you then.
All right.
Lights are shining everywhere. Feel the rhythm in the air. Hearts are beating, feel the vibe. And get on up, it's time to jive. I'm so excited.